Western Spring Television. Ours it is.
Here are the top stories of the news. INEC to begin distribution of permanent voter cards December 12. Gunmen kidnap traditional ruler in Ondo State. On the foreign scene, United States unveiled new nuclear stealth bomber, the B-21 bomber in Northrop Grumman's facility in California. Good afternoon and welcome to Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. My name is Tunde Ido. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has fixed dates for the collection of permanent voter cards in all the 774 local government offices of the commission nationwide. INEC National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, discussed this in a statement, adding that the commission came up with the dates after deliberations on a number of issues earlier in the week. He revealed that the commission fixed Monday, 12th December 2022 to Sunday, 22nd January 2023 as the date for the collection of PVCs. He stated that the commission also resolved to devolve the PVC collection to the 8,809 registration areas and wards from Friday 6th to Sunday 15th January 2023. He added that after the 15th of January 2023, the exercise will revert back to the local government offices of the Commission until the 22nd of January 2023. The chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, says the Commission is already working to resolve election result issues that may arise from blind network sport. The INEC chairman revealed this at a one-day strategic interactive session with newsmen in Lagos, adding that Nigerians had nothing to fear about the effectiveness of results transmission in the 2023 general elections. Professor Yakubu said the commission will be meeting with the Nigerian Communications Commission next week on mobile network issues that might affect transmission of results. The INEC chairman added that the commission is liaising with the NCC to make sure there will be seamless transmission of results in the 2023 election. Hoodlums have set ablaze an office of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Imo State and kidnapped some construction workers who were later rescued. INEC National Commissioner Festus Okoye confirmed the incident in a statement disclosing that the commission office in Olu local government area was attacked. He stated that the building, which is undergoing extensive renovation following an earlier attack, was vandalized and partially set ablaze, adding that 3 out of 7 construction workers were abducted but later released. Okoye said the damage would have been more extensive barring the response of the police personnel who were quick in mobilizing to the scene. He said the commission expresses its concern over the spate of attacks on its facilities and the negative consequences on its preparations for the 2023 general election. The traditional ruler of Oso Ajowa Akoko Northwest local government of the state, Oba Clement Olukotu, has been abducted by gunmen. The monarch was reportedly abducted on Thursday. The armed men were said to have invaded the residence and shot sporadically to frighten locals before whisking the monarch away. Police Public Relations Officer in Ondo, Funmilayo Odulami, said officers have been dispatched to the area to rescue the monarch. Gunmen have attacked a mosque in Ughelli, Delta State, leaving 11 worshippers injured. The residents said the attack took place at about 6:47 a.m. when some Muslim faithfuls were holding their morning prayers at the central mosque located along Okoroda Street in Ughelli. The witness said many residents were jolted from their sleep by gunshot, followed by loud cries from people inside the mosque. Some of the worshippers, however, told residents that 3 persons were taken away by the gunmen. Delta Police spokesperson Bright Edafe confirmed the incident, saying 11 worshippers were injured in the attack. He, however, did not confirm the abduction of 3 worshippers. Labour Party has described the sack of the Director General of its Presidential Campaign Council, Dr. Doyin Okupe, as unfounded and affirmed his position in the party is intact. The Ogun State chapter of the party had on Thursday suspended Dr. Okupe and others for breaching the rules of the party. But in a press conference, the spokesperson of the party's Presidential Campaign Council, Dr. Yunusa Tanko, stated that the rumor going around that he has been sacked is unfounded and cannot be affirmed. He accused some people within and outside the party of being used by the opposition to destabilize the party due to the growing popularity and acceptability of its presidential candidate, Peter Obi. He disclosed that the party and the Presidential Campaign Council affirmed the position of Doyin Okupe, adding that he is a bona fide member of the party in Ward 11, Ogun State. Inspector General of Police Usman Baba has filed a motion to challenge an order committing him to prison for contempt. A federal high court in Abuja had on Tuesday sentenced the IGP to 3 months in prison for disobeying a court order. Justice Mobolaji Olajuwon issued the ruling following a suit filed by a former police officer, Patrick Okoli, who claims he was unlawfully and compulsorily retired from the Nigerian police force. In a statement today, First Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi said the IGP had filed a motion seeking an order to set aside the contempt proceeding and committal order on the grounds that he had not been appointed into office as IGP when the case was instituted. He said official steps were taken by his predecessors to comply with the reinstatement order of the plaintiff. Benue State Governor Samuel Othom has denied assaulting a former chairman of Usongo local government area of the state, Joseph Asawa, during the flag-off of the Benue Northwest Senatorial Campaign rally in Boko. In a statement by his chief press secretary, Nathaniel Ikuyo, the governor denied the allegation, stating that the allegation was false, misleading, and a calculated attempt by the former council chairman to use his name to win cheap sympathy from the Atiku Abubakar camp. The governor stated that he did not direct his supporters to molest anyone at the Boko rally, as violence has never been part of his style of politics. The former council chairman had in a press conference claimed that the PDP presidential candidate Abubakar's supporters were targeted for assault, alleging that the governor sponsored the youth who allegedly manhandled him. You're watching Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. We'll be right back after this break. You're welcome back. Moving over to Delta States. The Delta State Governor, Ifeanyi Okowa, has challenged President Muhammadu Buhari to name state governors he accused of stealing from the monthly allocation to local government councils in their states. Okowa, who spoke through his chief press secretary, Mr. Olisa Ifejika, said it was unfortunate for the president to have made such a blanket statement. Mr. Ifejika said his principal supports the local government council with 300 million naira on a monthly basis, and the governor cannot therefore be counted among governors pilfering local government funds. The federal government has threatened to sanction federal ministries, departments, and agencies engaged in backdoor recruitment. In a report from the Federal Civil Service Commission, some MDAs involved in the illegality included the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation Limited, Central Bank of Nigeria, and the Nigeria Customs Service, amongst other MDAs. Investigations showed that some agencies issued employment letters to job seekers which were not accredited by the Office of the Civil Service of the Federation and the Federal Civil Service Commission, while others simply replaced retired or dead officials with friends and family members. But the replacements were done without the approval of the OHCS. The group of 7 biggest economy nations, Australia and the European Union, have agreed on a $60 per barrel price cap on Russian seaborne crude oil as part of an international campaign to curb Russia's ability to finance its war against Ukraine through energy sales. The EU agreed on the price on Friday after holding out Poland, which Poland gave its support, paving the way for formal approval over the weekend. The G7 and Australia said in a statement the price cap will take effect on December 5 or very soon thereafter. The statement said the price cap coalition may also consider further action to ensure the effectiveness of the price cap. However, no details were immediately available on what further actions could be taken. The price cap, a G7 idea, aims to reduce Russia's income from selling oil while preventing a spike in global oil prices after an EU embargo on Russian crude takes effect on December the 5th. The United States has unveiled its latest high-tech strategic bomber, the B-21 Raider, which is capable of carrying a nuclear payload and can be flown without a crew on board. The next generation of stealth bomber was rolled out at arms manufacturer Northrop Grumman's facility in California during a flashy ceremony attended by top U.S. officials. A Northrop Grumman spokesperson said the U.S. Air Force plans to buy at least 100 of the B-21 aircraft, which comes with a $700 million price tag per plane. The unveiling of the new bomber comes at a time of heightened geopolitical tensions between the U.S., Russia, and China, aimed amid the war in Ukraine and the territorial integrity of Taiwan. Moscow and Beijing are also currently developing strategic stealth bomber, China's Jiang H-220 and Russia's nuclear-capable Tupolev Pakda, which are expected to compete with the B-21. United States Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, in his speech, said most air defense will struggle against the B-21 Raider.
The B-21 Raider is the first strategic bomber in more than 3 decades. It is a testament to America's enduring advantages in ingenuity and innovation. 50 years of advances in low observable technology have gone into this aircraft. And even the most sophisticated air defense systems will struggle to detect the B-21 in the sky. And the B-21 is carefully designed to be the most maintainable bomber ever built. And let's talk about what the B-21 can deliver. The Raider is designed to deliver both conventional and nuclear munitions with formidable precision.
The United Nations peacekeeping mission in the Democratic Republic of Congo has denounced the killings of 50 villagers allegedly by the M23 armed group in the country's conflict wrecked east. The UN mission said the allegations, if confirmed, could constitute crimes under international humanitarian law, adding that the body was horrified by the killings. The body called for an investigation to bring the perpetrators to justice. The DRC Army on Thursday blamed the M23 rebel groups and its allies for what it called a massacre in the eastern town of Kishishi. The M23, however, called the allegations baseless and denied that it had targeted any civilians. Representatives for the United States, European Union, and Human Rights Watch said the killings were potential war crimes and called for UN troops to be deployed to the area to protect survivors. The United Nations has said Myanmar's military government is using capital punishment as a tool to crush opposition to its rule and has sentenced more than 130 opponents of the regime to death since February 2021. UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk revealed this, adding that at least 7 university students were sentenced to death behind closed doors earlier in the week. He stated that the military had also shown a disdain for regional and international peace efforts by resorting to using the death sentence as a political tool to crush opposition. Turk further called for a suspension of all executions and for Myanmar's military rulers to place a moratorium on the use of the death penalty. In the world of sports, Cameroon recorded a historic 1-0 win over Brazil, but it was not enough to secure the advance to the next stage of the World Cup after Switzerland defeated Serbia in the group's other game. Cameroon became the first team to beat the 5-time champion in the World Cup group stage since Norway defeated the South America side at the 1998 tournament in France. The win, which was sealed by a powerful header from Cameroon's Vincent Aboubakar in the 92nd minute, marks the first time an African nation has beaten the Brazilian at the World Cup. Brazil still finished first in Group H with 6 points, the same as Switzerland, but the South American side had a better goal difference. Cameroon ended with 4 points and Serbia had 1. South Korea are through to the knockout stage of the FIFA World Cup with a 2-1 win over Portugal ahead of South America side Uruguay. Ricardo Horta opened the scoring for Portugal, but Kim Yong-wan brought his team back with an equalizer in the 27th minute, and it was a 90th minute shot by Hong Hee-chan that sent the South Korean side to the round of 16 stage of the tournament. Despite Portugal's loss to South Korea in their final Group H game, the Portuguese side had already qualified for the next knockout stage. The Asian side qualified ahead of Uruguay, who solidly beat Ghana 2-0 after having a better goal difference. Before we end the news, here is a recap of our top stories. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has fixed December 12 as the date Nigerians can start collecting their permanent voter cards in all the 774 local government offices of the commission nationwide. The traditional ruler of Oshua Ajowa Akoko Northwest local government of the state, Oba Clement Ulukotun, has been abducted by gunmen. On the foreign scene, the United States has unveiled its latest high-tech strategic bomber, the B-21 Raider, which is capable of carrying a nuclear payload and can be flown without a crew on board. Don't forget to follow us on our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Western Spring Television. You can also watch us live on our YouTube channel at Western Spring Television. That ends Spring News at 12 on Western Spring Television. I am Tunde Idowu. Good afternoon.